you guys. I have had a really busy week, as it seems like it has been since I've been back from America. Welcome to a Homespun house. Totally forgot to say that. Hello and welcome to a Homespun house. Thank you so much for visiting with me, for hanging out with me, for listening to me talk. I'm really happy to have you here. Grab your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever you decide to drink, and just sit and relax and hang out a little bit. Yeah, I've had a really busy week, and it is so wonderful. I feel like my energy is really back. I'm almost in my 17th week of pregnancy, so that means I've had like 16 weeks of crazy exhaustion, which has been exhausting. But I'm really happy to have it back. It's so fantastic because the last week I've done so much work for the shop, which has been fantastic. It has been such a nice feeling. It's been really just wonderful to be working and creating, and like, this is my job, which is quite mind-boggling. So I feel like I'm really living a dream right now, in the best way ever. So that is just a really fantastic feeling. I have amazing friends. I have a wonderful family. I have the best time ever creating whatever I want with my hands, basically. How can life get better than that? I mean, really. I have my coffee. It's decaf, if you're wondering. I'm not drinking caffeinated coffee that often when I'm pregnant. I do have a cup every now and then. Yeah. And I'm eating a little bit of banana bread. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is the best banana bread recipe I think I've ever made. And we buy loads of bananas because we love smoothies. We love to make banana, strawberry, with the occasional blueberry smoothies in the morning. Oh, so delicious. And the bananas have to be really gooey and brown, for bread, obviously, and for the smoothies. So I had some that were really brown, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to make up a huge loaf of banana walnut bread. And so I found a recipe that uses almost no sugar, and it's really quite healthy. I mean, I used white flour, so that's not the best. I could have used whole wheat, but I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna use white flour. There's almost no sugar, it's okay. So it's really delicious, and it made 2 humongous loaves. The recipe was for 4, but I made 2 just large loaves. One of them I sent with Elodie to her kita, and the kids loved it and devoured it, I guess. And this one has stayed at home, and it smelled wonderful while it was baking. It tastes lovely in my stomach, and I just love it. It's really a fantastic snack. I love having it for breakfast in the morning. It's just really delicious, and it quenches that like sweet tooth that I have. So I've really been enjoying that. I will post the recipe for it on, we have a recipe thread that Nina started quite a long time ago. It's not that active, but it should be a little bit more active. So if I remember today, I will post that banana bread recipe, and you guys have got to make it because it is really a treat. So delicious. Perfect for this time of year, the banana, zucchini, all of those sorts of breads. Speaking of this time of year, it is getting colder here in Berlin. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned last week that Elodie needs some mittens. Because I have been so busy making things for the shop, I have been the most terrible knitter, really. I really have been. I feel a bit guilty that I haven't really been knitting so much this week. But then again, my week has been so fantastic that really positive feeling kind of overpowers the guilty feeling. The guilty feeling is still a little bit there. But I haven't got a lot of knitting done. I really haven't achieved a lot of knitting this week. So this was really funny. So I knit Elodie her first mitten. So this is the yarn. I don't think I ever talked about this actually. I think I decided I was going to knit it a couple of days after. Elodie's favorite color is green. So she chose some green yarn for her mittens. I'm so sorry if I've talked about this. This is totally pregnancy brain. It's hand spun and it's made here, I'm pretty sure in Berlin, I'm almost positive. And it's just a single ply. It's a little bit scratchy, but it is really, it's absolutely warm. When it's on your hand, it's really funny. I have really small hands, like I mentioned. And when it's on your hand, it doesn't really feel that scratchy. This is my little hand in the baby mitten. It fits Elodie wonderfully, but I had to rip out the thumb because I was knitting this mitten while she was at Kita. And I knit the thumb so long. I should have waited to rip it out until the podcast because it was really that hilarious looking. It was probably this long and it looks like a lobster mitten. I finished it and then I closed the top of the thumb up and I looked at it and I was like, oh my goodness, there is no way this seems right, but it almost, her thumb has got to be that long. It was probably 2 times the size of what it is now. I'm so not exaggerating. And then I brought it into Robert, who was working on some scripts because he's an actor, and he started laughing and he was like, that is way too long. So I was like, okay, I just wait until Elodie comes home. I'll let her try it on. Her hand was so funny. It was so funny when she slipped it on because she had this huge, just like little dinky flap flapping around on her hand. And then while it was on, I just undid it and ripped it down to where it should be. I left it actually a teeny bit longer, maybe just, I would say 1/2 centimeter longer than her thumb. So she has a little bit of wiggling space. Same with the top. I would say the top is 1 centimeter or 2 larger than her fingers. I want these to fit next year. She picked out the yarn, she picked out the color. Everything in this mitten was Elodie. I knit the cuff quite long because it's nice if it can really tuck into her jacket, just so no snow goes in. Please, please, please give us some snow this year. I want snow in Berlin so bad. I have been seeing pictures on Instagram of snow and I'm just like, what is going on here? Why do we have no snow? I mean, granted, it's only November, so that's definitely normal here in Berlin not to have snow. But last year, I've been in Berlin and we've had the most fantastic snowy winters. And last winter was the biggest winter or snow flop I've ever experienced. I come from Wisconsin, America. And we have fantastic, out of this world, snowy winters. I know they've already got some flurries there and I'm so jealous. I really am. I want to experience that. I want Elodie to experience that. She is just, has this obsession with snow. And especially because she loves the movie and the soundtrack Frozen. And so she's always pretending that she's making snow. So yeah, last winter, I think we had 1 or 2 days of snow and it melted within the next day. And that was just a joke. It was such a tease and I am hoping and wishing for snow this year. I really want it. So you guys, you better send your positive thoughts to Berlin and like crazy send those intense snowy vibes because I want it here. That's all I can say. I desperately want snow this year. So there's the first mitten. This is all the yarn that I ripped out from the thumb. That was a lot of extra thumb. The second mitten, wah, wah, wah. That's all. That's all that's there. Just the cast on. I think it's 28 stitches that I've cast on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 15, yep, 28. So that's it. Using my Carbons 3.5 millimeter needles, and then I'm using 4 when I'm finished with the ribbing. That's my little skein of yarn. You know, I actually bought this yarn when I was pregnant with 8OD. And I bought green, red, like a creamy white, and then this really pretty kind of periwinkle purple. And I initially thought, okay, I have an amazing stocking. Robert has a really nice stocking. I want our little one to have a really special hand knit Christmas stocking as well. So I went to the local yarn shop here and I picked this gorgeous hand-spun single-ply yarn. I thought the colors were really rich, and I thought it would be really fun to knit a stocking with. So I came home and I had a really hard time looking for a pattern, especially because the stockings that my grandma knits, that I and Robert have, are so beautiful in my opinion. And I've talked about them before, and like I mentioned, I'll show them come December when I have them out. That I couldn't find anything that really topped this pattern. And I don't think I had the pattern at this time. And I remember I talked to my grandma shortly after I bought this yarn, and she said, don't worry about it. I will knit 8OD a stocking. Her middle name is Sue, named after my grandma Sue. So she needs a stocking knit from her grandma Sue. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's so exciting. That's so great. What do I do with all this yarn? Thank you so much. I'm so excited. And I really was, of course, obviously. My grandma Sue is knitting 8OD this stocking. So that was really, really nice. The stocking turned out beautifully. We have it here. And I love it. I'm so happy that we all have these really, really, really special stockings knit by one of the most important people to me in my life. So that's kind of the story of how I got this yarn for 8OD's stocking, which in the end, I guess, turned into something for 8OD anyway, at least the green. I don't know what I've done with the other yarns. I know I bought 2 skeins of each. So I knit a hat, a really intricate Fair Isle hat with green and cream. And I have no idea really. Maybe I still have the purple. But yeah, so that yarn is special. It's nice that it's so warm because 8OD's hands are getting really, really cold when she's outside, especially if she's swinging. Her fingers, we were out swinging the other day and she had to stop because her hands were just a little bit too cold. And here I am, this terrible mom, having these mittens that have been cast on for a week. My daughter is out swinging with cold, icy hands, and I haven't finished her mittens. So this week, I really would like to finish them. Usually I'm not making knitting goals on myself, but with these mittens, they're important. They're for a really good cause. They need to be finished. But in the meantime, I'm not really going to talk about a lot of shop stuff until the end. But while I'm talking about warm hands, I really, really want to talk about these. So something that I have in the shop are these pocket warmers. I have child pocket warmers and adult pocket warmers. And these are, they have cherry pits inside. And this is a really, really common sort of warming tool that people use here in Germany and Scandinavia, and kind of, as far as what I know, quite all around, all of the kind of surrounding countries of Scandinavia. And they're really, really, there's just something really special about them. So I ordered some cherry pits from a local mill here in Germany, and I decided I really want to make my own cherry pit comfort cushions, which is what I call them. These ones are the comfort pocket cushions. And I have some really special ones. I have ones for children, and I think these are just perfect stocking stuffers. If you guys are looking for something to stock your husband's, your daughter's, your own, your child's stocking. So I have some cute little boy ones with cars. I have loads of them. These ones are one of my favorite of the children. They have the little forest animals in them. The rabbit, the squirrel, the fox. This is that really special fabric I bought when I was in Oldenburg. And these ones are Elodie's favorite. The little kitty cats. And so what these are, the pocket warmers, is so they're filled with cherry pits. And cherry pits are really quite small. I don't even know. They're smaller than a raisin. I wish I had one, but I don't have any. They're all gone. I've stuffed all of my pillows with them. But they really are very small. And they heat up 3 times as long as like a rice cushion. And which I know is kind of, if you're going to buy that sort of a thing, it's a standard thing that you're buying when you're in America. And they are just, they're so cozy. They let off a really nice kind of woodsy smell. It's not very strong at all. It's mostly just when it's quite hot that you can really smell this smell. And they're so therapeutic. They're just, before I was pregnant, when I would have menstrual cramps, I would warm up a cherry pit comfort cushion and I would put it on my stomach, and it was so helpful. It really helps. I think that pain really diminish and go away, and it's so nice to put on your neck or to put on your feet when you're in bed if you're cold, or your lap if you're cold, just to snuggle up on the couch. Whenever we're at Robert's parents' house and we're outside, because we sit outside often in the evenings, his mom always heats up cherry pit comfort cushions, and not ones that I've made, ones that she's bought, because I've just started making them. And she gives us all our blankets and our cherry pit comfort cushions, and we put them on our laps, and we just kind of snuggle up and hang out together. And it really helps keep you warm when you're outside. I'll talk a little bit more about them when I show the bigger ones that I've made. So these are the children ones. Elodie, I heat a pack of these up every morning because I don't have her mittens finished. Before she goes to Kita, and she will walk with these in her pockets. And I'm serious, she thinks they are the coolest things. She always asks, these are hers, if she can have her kitty cat comfort cushions. Or she calls them her kitty cat cherry pits in German, which is Kirschkerne. And she just loves them. I brought them yesterday when I picked her up. I warmed them up, and then I walked over to her Kita and I brought them, and she said, "What do you have in your pockets?" And I took them out, and Johan, one of her friends, was sitting next to her, and he grabbed it out of her hand, and he was like, "Whoa, this is so nice." He thought it was really cool. So she gets really excited about them. So I have these in the shop. There are loads of them. There are a lot of really cute, fun little children ones. And then I have adult ones, which are obviously larger. So these ones are really nicely fitting in your hand. These are my absolute favorite. I have some really nice fabrics for the adult ones. The beautiful teacup, popular fabric, of course. And I just have lots of really nice, fun ones. They're so perfect for this time of year. You just pop them in your jacket pocket and heat them up. You heat them up in the microwave on a medium wattage, and they just get so cozy and warm. And especially when they're inside of your jacket, they stay nice and insulated, so the heat really stays in there. And they'll stay warm for quite a while. I would say that the child's ones will stay warm because they're quite small for a half an hour, which I think is long enough to heat the hands up for a nice walk or playing outside for a little while. And the adult ones, I would say, will stay warm for an hour because they're so small. The bigger comfort cushions stay warm for quite a while. So yeah, they're just wonderful. And I have this, these are all of the ones that I've made so far. So fun. I really, really love those. Okay, so that's all about warm hands this winter. I have some mittens that I wear all the time. It's from a free pattern on Ravelry, I believe. I don't have them with me. They're over there in a basket. I won't go get them. And yes, that's all that I've knit this week. It really is. That's all that I've knit this week. I've just worked on one mitten. It's really crazy. I really can't believe that's all I've knit. But then when I think about how busy I've been, kind of makes sense. So I have done a little bit of spinning, okay? Don't worry, I've been doing some fiber stuff. So I have my wheel next to me because I do not want to take this off of the bobbin. So I have been spinning my Ren and Ollie. I believe that this is called Latte. I would try and get this closer, but my wheel is really heavy. And this is what I've spun. It will definitely end up being, I would say, a DK weight. And I've spun 3 Rolags. So here they are. It is Angelina Merino. It says Merino EF. What is EF for those of you who know? I want to know. And then Tessa Silk. It's 103 grams, and they are the Latte Rolags. Kristen of the Woollen Vine Yarngasm podcast bought some of these as well. And they are, as soon as I started spinning with them, I wrote her immediately and I was like, aren't the Ren and Ollie Rolags freaking fantastic? Because they are. So here they are. I offered a coupon code for Ren and Ollie last month. It's not available anymore, but for those of you who didn't get in on that, you should be a little bit bummed because these are, it's my favorite. They're my favorite fiber prep. Ren and Ollie just does everything amazing. They're so easy to spin. They're really fluffy and airy for being shipped all the way so far across the seas. They're not flattened at all. I mean, I'm so impressed by them. So these are the Rolags that I spun. Here it is, opened. And I love the colors. It's just, they're so, so pretty. I've never spun with Angelina before until now. So I did 3 of those. In the evenings when Elodie was in the bath, I brought my wheel into the bathroom. I sat on the toilet, not with the toilet open. I closed it, sat on the toilet, and spun, which was really nice. The only obnoxious thing about sitting in the bathroom is our bathroom is tiled and we have a rug that like easily slides around. So every 15 minutes I would have to like stop spinning, bring my wheel back, and because it would like slowly slide away, which wasn't the best. So knitting related things that I haven't knit, but there are 2 things that I wanted to show you. So this episode, because I don't have a lot of knitting, I really, really wanted to share with you a bag that I have that is filled with, I don't know, 15 items of some of the first things that I've ever knit, but I can't find it for the life of me. I will definitely have it for the next podcast because it's somewhere quite reachable. I have an idea of where it is, but I didn't find it. I had the idea to show you this morning. I'm filming this morning, so it didn't work out. But I can show you a couple of things. So when I visited America in September, my mom had my room so nicely decorated and so cozy, and she had this big wrap out on my shelf. And I had completely forgotten about this. I think it is really beautiful. I don't even remember what this is knit out of. I just know that this is an Angora. Really, really soft. And this is one of the first, I would say I knit this. It's not one of the first things I've knit, but I knit when I was quite young, and then I went through a pause, you know, of being a teenager and like, oh, I'm too busy and cool to knit and blah, blah, blah. And then when I was 16, which is still a teenager, I really got into knitting again because I started working for a yarn shop and designing some things for the yarn shop. And so I knit this when I was 16 years old. And this is some yarn that I got for working at the yarn shop. I kind of got paid for a little bit of my time, and I got some nice yarn for a bit of my time. And so it's quite big, and I have worn this. When I was in America, I wore this so much, and since I've been back, I've worn this so much. It's really funny because there is one end that was never woven in. I still haven't woven it in. I think I will do that sometime. Sometime. So I just kind of like throw it in there when I'm putting it on. But it's really big, so let's see how long this goes. It looks like it was just knit on really big needles, and I love it. So I can remember that this yarn, the really, really shiny one, it's two yarns put together. It's the Angora one, and then this definitely not natural fiber one. And I can remember the one that's not natural fiber, the really shiny, pretty one that gives it that like glossiness. It was scented. I don't know if you guys remember these, and I'm sure they still sell stuff like this, but not that I've seen anywhere around here. I know in your fancy American stores and things, they probably have lots of stuff like that. But it was lavender scented, and I still have a skein of this, actually. I don't even know if it smells like lavender anymore. I should go and take a sniff afterwards. But it smelled so fantastic. Like, it wasn't that really fake lavender smell. It smelled really like you just had a bag of lavender. And I thought, I have these really nice, luxurious skeins of lavender smelling yarn. I'm going to knit it with one of my favorite yarns, Angora at the time, and make it into a nice cozy wrapped scarf, because then it's right up by my nose. I can always smell that gorgeous, I almost said Angora smell, that gorgeous lavender smell, and just really enjoy it. And it's really cozy, and while it doesn't smell of lavender anymore, I guess I could put some oil on there, some lavender oil. It has a little bit of lavender smell. Isn't that funny that I've never sniffed it since I've found it? It really does. I can really smell a tiny bit of that lavender smell in there. I wonder if I put it in a bag with my fresh lavender, if it would really get that smell. I bet it would. But yeah, I could put some oil on it even, and then it's good for keeping those moths away, because we have this basket by our front door, and it has all of our shawls and scarves and mittens in there. And every once in a while, I will find a naughty old silverfish. Silberfisch is what they're called in German. I think they're called silverfish in English. They are so disgusting. And I am just like, you better not be eating my wool. When I see one, I shake it off. I quickly bring it to the sink, flush it down the sink, because those things are nothing. And I don't know why they're in there. I mean, I never really see them anywhere else except for in this basket every once in a while. And how they're getting there, I have no idea. But it's a little bit frustrating. So I think I just need to go through that basket, which is kind of a funny story, because Robert and I have been saying we need to go through this basket, I would say, for half a year. I'm sure you guys have things like that too, where it's like you've been saying forever that you need to do this or you need to do that, and a year has passed and you still haven't done it. So the other knitted thing that I found, which should have been in this bag of one of the first things I've knit, which is so strange, is this hat. This is a hat that was knit with some frog tree. It must be merino. It's 2 different yarns, but I love this hat. I love the way it looks. I absolutely love the colors. It's nothing that I would ever, I'm usually never choosing this bright yellow and these bright colors, but for some reason it really works, in my opinion, for this hat. So when I was on the search for my beginner project, my bag full of projects that I started with, I found this. And I really love it. I hope that our new baby, it will fit for the correct season, because Elodie never got to wear this. It was either too small or too big for her head. She just put it on and it looks hilarious. It totally fits her, but her ears hang out of it, so it really doesn't fit her. That's, I guess, not true at all. And this is one of the first hats that I knit. It's striped, like I said. This turquoise, this deep dark turquoise, is the frog tree, and then the variegated yarn is some leftover of something that my grandma gave me years and years and years ago. Whenever I knit this, she must have just had a little ball and said, here, knit whatever you want with it. And so I did. This is my favorite style of baby cap. Maybe just because it's so simple. I don't know if I can say that it's my favorite style. I really like it. It's one that I knit quite commonly, and it's the one that I want to knit for the baby sweater that I knit with the Fair Isle hearts. And I'll knit one for my best friend Katie in this sort of a style too. So yeah, that's one really cool find that I found. It's always fun when you're going to have a new baby and you find something that you've knit that's never been used. The next thing that I've worked on this week, so see you guys, I've done a little bit. I've done some spinning, some knitting, and I worked on, you wouldn't even believe this. So when I showed you guys this cross stitch, I think 2 weeks ago, I had told you that I needed to rip out the candles because they were done wrong. I ripped them out and did them like the pattern says, and it turns out that the pattern is wrong, like I had mentioned. And the way that I had been cross-stitching them was the way that I improvised it, because as I mentioned, the pattern is wrong. This is totally reminding me of you, Amanda, because you knit these shark mittens for your son, and you were so frustrated by the pattern because you said you basically had to reknit the whole pattern. So that's what was frustrating about this little candle. I ripped it out because it had been a while since I worked on it, and I forgot what I did. And so I ripped it out. It's wrong now. I have to re-rip both of these candles out and cross-stitch them back in. And that's what stopped me from going any further. So this last week I finished the mitten, and I added a little bit more to his beard. And then I did the candles, and then I was like, nope, that mistake, it's not enjoyable anymore. Just stop, do something else, relax. So that's what I did, and maybe this week I will have the courage to rip those candles out, or maybe I'll work on something else and do that last. I don't know. That's the nice thing about this cross stitch is it's a cross stitch sampler, so there are so many. I have 2 different boxes here I can work on. I still have the white to do on the mittens. I have the horse to do here, the faces, and then finish up the Christmas tree. And this should be done by December. I don't see why it shouldn't be, and ready to hang. Oh, and I still have to write Gajul up here. Gajul. And so that's fun. Fun. I've been doing so much for the shop, obviously, for those of you who were able to catch the update. Oh my goodness, you guys. I want to say thank you from the deepest bottom of my heart. Because the shop went live, I would say around 4:30, 4:45 in the afternoon, German time yesterday. And by the time I went to bed, I was sold out of buttons, and I think I sold 25, 28 project bags, a couple of Cherry Pit comfort cushions, some pocket warmers. I was just really in awe and shocked, and I mean, I wasn't really shocked, I guess. I know what I'm making is really nice. I spend a lot of time with what I'm making, and it's so dear to me. It is, you know, this was the business that my grandma had, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to have a homespun house as my own, and be able to do what I really love and spend my days creating and making, and it is the most gratifying feeling to know that you guys are excited about what I'm excited about, and things that I'm making, and things that all my energy and so much love really is put into, and time. And I was just blown away. I was blown away and extremely beyond grateful for the response that you guys gave me in the opening of my shop. It was just so fantastic. I've realized that you guys love your project bags, and that I really, really need to working on project bags. And I have so many other things that will be in the shop. There won't just be Cherry Pit comfort cushions, bags, brooches, and there's my Whispering Pines pattern, and there will hopefully slowly be more patterns coming in. But there will be more. There will be more different things in there, and I'm slowly working on those, and those will slowly be coming live. Hopefully next week I will be having some Christmas ornaments, really, really cool Christmas ornaments. Some patchwork Christmas ornaments, which I am over the moon excited about, and those will be really, really limited, but really cool. So let's show you what I've got. There are a couple of project bags that didn't sell, hardly any, because almost all of them sold, like I said. I have new tags, which is exciting, and this one, the Let's Play Hopscotch, is still for sale. The Wieners in Sweaters, the medium-sized one, is still for sale. This one, You Sly Fox, is still for sale. My mom has this one, actually. She has the same exact project bag. She picked it out. Mother Bee. There are 2 of these for sale. And then the final one, there's a large Wieners in Sweaters. Don't you love that name? For sale. That's it. That's all that's for sale at the moment as far as project bags go. I sold out of, here are all of my Christmas bags. And they are so sweet. I really, really love them. So let me just, I can show you guys one. All right, what one should I show you? How about, I can show you this one, I guess. Okay, so all of my project bags have these ones are a totally different size. There's my special edition Christmas bags. They are quite long and big, which I personally love, and I designed them specially this way. So rather than my normal project bags, my normal project bags have a lobster clasp zipper pull that says yarn on it and a yarn. But for my Christmas ones, I wanted something really special. So I got these gorgeous coffee tea mugs, or for hot chocolate, whatever you drink. And I put those on there. I think they're beautiful. And then I have a little jingle bell. I have red ones, green ones, silver, gold ones, depending upon the fabric of your bag. So I love that. I love that they make a little jingle jangle. And then on the inside, they're lined with really nice red linen fabric. And then they all have special Christmas contrasting fabric. And they stand up really nicely, as you can see on my hand. This one is my Christmas Vacation. Totally made me think of Chevy Chase Christmas Vacation. And there's different fabric on the back. I like the back better, actually, with the Santa Claus. But the front is funny, too. And these are all sold out, like I said, but Monday I will just be working on sewing Christmas bags and then a couple of Christmas ornaments, and then I'm hoping to list them on Tuesday. So be for the lookout for those on Tuesday. And every day I'm hoping to be sewing 5 Christmas bags each, 5 bags each day. Not only Christmas, because I know not everyone wants only Christmas bags. So yeah, that's something that I've been working on, and I've been having so much fun. Those sold out really quickly. Those were probably one of the first bags that sold out, were the Christmas ones, which is why I wanted to open the shop and get the shop opened really quickly. And I think I have maybe 15 more Christmas bags until they're gone. So I have more wintertime themed ones, but not like with Santa Claus and snowmen, so literally Christmas, you know. So now I guess I can talk a little bit about the cherry pit pillows. I have a couple of neck ones. So these ones are quite large. They're this long, and they're filled with cherry pits. And like I said, you put all of these in the microwave, just really simple. You turn your microwave on a medium heat and you microwave them for about a minute and a half. They will come with instructions, don't worry, depending upon what size you get. These ones are really just great for your neck. You can freeze them. You can heat them up. You can even put a little bit of oil on your cushion. Don't worry about it. It will not ruin anything if you want it to just heat up and really, really smell of that smell. And these ones are the neck ones. This one's just a neck one. It's maybe for a smaller child. You can also use it for an adult. But and then I have 2 kitten ones for sale right now. These ones are more kind of neck and shoulder, and they are just they're so fantastic. You can read more about them on the webpage, but I don't want to go so into detail on the website, or I mean on the podcast. So then I have these ones, which are specifically made for your lap or for your feet. A lot of people take these to bed. Elodie has one, and she, since I've been making them, and I heat it up before she goes to bed, and she just lays in bed and cuddles with it. And this one, she has the same one. She loves it. It has princesses and then the amazing strawberry fabric on the back. So that's one's fine for an adult and child. Obviously, children can use all of these, but these ones are geared towards adult sizes. This one was just sold, so that one will be sent out today. And then these ones are a little bit more. When Elodie was little, she had a little bit of colic, and she had a lot of, or I don't know if you'd call it colic. She had stomach pains. She was having stomach pains often. So I would heat up a really small one like this, which is perfect for a baby, and lay it on her belly. And that really, really helped to calm and soothe her. That just nice, warm comfort cushion. And it's really nice because unlike hot water bottles and a lot of other heating devices, it really forms and molds, and it just moves with your body. It can move exactly how you want it to be. So they're perfect for babies and children. So I have some that are the child sizes for their stomach, for their feet. You guys can see I've been pretty busy. We have the Busy Bees, Day at the Pond. They're slowly getting bigger and bigger. And then this hilarious Confections donut one. They're just so perfect to keep in your guest room, to keep in your bed, to keep next to the sofa, to just quick grab, pop it in the microwave and use and keep warm and snuggle up and be cozy. I can't reiterate more and more how wonderful they are. So Up in the shop, there will be loads of new fun things, and I'm really excited for it. I am excited for a really busy, fun, new, creative week. There will be a new set of brooches coming out this upcoming week. They won't be the sheep ones because those were just limited time offer, as I mentioned. So I'm so excited to be having my energy, to be so creative and feeling crafty, and life is really good. And I hope you guys are doing what you love. I hope you guys feel fulfilled by the work you're doing, by your daily routines. Do what you love. That's all I can say. Do what you love, as long as you can live. And your life will be amazing. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I look so forward to sharing with you guys what I've been creating, what my hands have been making, what my heart has been making. And you guys keep creating all the time, whatever you can, whatever you want. I will see you all next week. Bye.